A former government minister in Barbados indicted on money laundering charges in the United States. And in sport, all systems go for the start of the Caribbean Premier League tomorrow. I'm Dawn Paris, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, August 7th. I'll be back with the details after the break. A former Barbados government minister is facing court in the United States on money laundering and money laundering conspiracy charges. Donville Innes, who served as Minister of Industry, International Business, Commerce and Small Business Development under the former Democratic Labour Party administration, allegedly accepted bribes from a Barbadian insurance company in 2015 and 2016 and laundered the money through a company in the U.S. During the time of the charged conspiracy, Innes was a legal permanent resident of the United States, residing in both Tampa, Florida and Barbados. The 52-year-old was arrested last Friday and was arraigned yesterday before U.S. Magistrate Judge Julie Sneed in the Middle District of Florida at the federal courthouse in Tampa. He was released on a $50,000 US bond. A 3-count indictment was unsealed in federal court in Brooklyn, outlining that between August 2015 and April 2016, Innes engaged in a scheme to accept just over $36,000 US in bribes from high-level executives of an unnamed insurance company headquartered in Barbados. In exchange for the bribes, Innes allegedly leveraged his position as Minister of Industry to enable the insurance company to obtain 2 government contracts. He allegedly concealed the bribes by arranging to receive them through a dental company and a bank located in Elmont, New York. According to U.S. prosecutors, the Barbadian insurance company executives transferred the funds to the dental company using an invoice that falsely claimed the payments were for consulting services. Opposition parties in Trinidad and Tobago are questioning the timing of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's decision to fire Edmund Dillon as National Security Minister and replace him with Stuart Young. The announcement came just days after the government confirmed Gary Griffith as a new police commissioner. And opposition parties are trying to find a link between the 2 developments. They're also questioning Young's ability to handle the post. We get more in the CNC3 news report.
This is a scandal of the highest order.
1 week after Gary Griffith got the government's vote for police commissioner, the Prime Minister makes another major adjustment to national security by firing Edmund Dillon and replacing him with Minister Stuart Young. But the opposition UNC is questioning the relationship between both events.
We were informed that there are ministers of the government who were not in support of Gary Griffith, and that is why they lifted the whip. Those ministers were not in support of Gary Griffith, and it appears that Mr. Dillon was one. And Mr. Dillon indicated that he was unwilling to work with Mr. Griffith. He was removed.
The Movement for Social Justice, however, questions the relationship between both men, given their respective military backgrounds.
Whether there was some conflict between the 2 when they were in the defense force.
David Abdullah also wonders if Minister Dillon had serious misgivings about Griffith as top cop during the conscience vote in Parliament. But with no proof of such, both the UNC and MSJ are worried about Young's ability to run the Ministry of National Security along with his other responsibilities.
The Ministry of National Security is a standalone ministry and requires the focus of a minister without any other distraction.
That is a curious decision because Mr. Young has absolutely no experience in law enforcement, absolutely none. He has no prior history with the criminal law agencies.
Dillon, who achieved the highest rank in the Defense Force, was instead moved to the Ministry of Housing, a portfolio once held by Dr. Rudal Munilal for 5 years.
Over in the Bahamas, police are investigating an escape attempt by inmates at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services last weekend. In a brief statement, the National Security Ministry said that officers from the department foiled a plot by 2 inmates. A routine check of a male dormitory uncovered a hole in the ceiling above one of the cells. The National Security Minister said the damage to the ceiling has been repaired and all inmates are accounted for. The 2 inmates who were plotting to break out are expected to be formally charged this week. The statement gave no further details about the escape plan or the identity of the 2 inmates. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
Join leading media and communications executives as well as climate change experts in Kingston, Jamaica from August 13 to 15 for the Caribbean Broadcasting Union 49th Annual General Assembly. This year's assembly, held in partnership with the CARICOM Climate Change Center, explores the theme, Building Resilience to Climate Change, Business, Technology and Content Options for Caribbean Media. Featured presenters include the Honorable Dr. Rural Reid, Jamaica's Minister responsible for information, the region's Chief Climate Change Negotiator, Mr. Carlos Fuller, the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, and the International Telecommunications Union Caribbean Office. And broadcast manufacturers and media services enjoy special exhibition rates at this year's conference, joining premier exhibitor Eutelsat. For more information on discounted rates for delegates staying at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel or flying on the official airline Caribbean Airlines, go to the CBU website or call the Secretariat. The CBU looks forward to welcoming you to this key conference on climate change and the Caribbean media.
Trinbago Knight Riders captain Dwayne Bravo wants to be the first captain to lift the new CPL trophy. The new trophy was unveiled yesterday at the Queen's Park Oval, the venue for tomorrow's CPL opener between the Knight Riders and the St. Lucia Stars, captained by Kieran Pollard. And as we hear in this report from Ian Wason of C Sport, the organizers are excited about what's in store in this year's tournament.
The new trophy is in town. It was unveiled at the Queen's Park Oval, venue for Wednesday's opener between Trinbago Knight Riders and the St. Lucia Stars. Perhaps there is no one who is more excited than CPL's CEO, Damien O'Donoghue, for the tournament to start.
You know, we've obviously been putting the tournament together with the team since the last final. We're really excited, delighted that we're 2 days away from the start of the tournament again, and really looking forward to it to be the most successful tournament yet.
Chief Operating Officer Peter Russell says everything is in place for the tournament. He says there are no more advertisement spots available as the tournament is completely sold out.
We're very excited. This is the most exciting time just before the tournament starts. Everyone has their expectations in terms of who's going to do what during the tournament. I think as organisers it's been an interesting year for us. We've been out selling CPL around the world and we've had great response.
Back to the trophy. Dwayne Bravo is...
And that's the Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 this evening for Caribbean Newsline. Afternoon.